Alright guys, time for another haul. I love doing these. I love just showing you guys what I've bought so you guys can recommend what should be on my watch list sooner, what maybe I should skip, or maybe these movies I show you will give you a recommendation of something else that you want me to see, or maybe something you want to go see. So we're going to sort of dive into it, and I'll just start with, we're just going to get this one out of the way. I know there may be a little bit of judgment, and it's totally warranted. It's totally okay, because this is the first movie for this review. Forget it. Fantastic is usually what people refer to this movie as. Fitting because Fantastic has stuff that stick to the box. I guess there's not really much care put into this package, or the movie, or the script. But here's the thing: I do like Miles Teller, not necessarily because of this movie, but I do like Miles Teller, and in retrospect, I have heard that this movie was written with the intent of Mr. Fantastic becoming the Maker. So I've watched some YouTube videos where this story in this movie basically falls in line with the beginnings of his story. So before the new Fantastic Four comes out, I am going to give this another watch just to see if the Maker storyline in mind makes this movie make any more sense at all. Because at the end of the day, whether it's Fantastic Four, Doomsday, or Secret Wars, I would like to see Miles Teller come back, maybe with someone else directing the movie he's in. And maybe they'll just give him the Maker suit. Maybe because this movie's clearly not getting a sequel, just skip the whole origin they were going to give him and just let him be the Maker now in one of these next couple movies. So, I don't have really any expectations I'm going to like this any better on a second watch. I've only seen it the one time. But with the Maker story in line, hopefully it's at least maybe slightly, just a little bit, kind of, maybe better than what I remember. But I doubt it. So anyway, that's the first movie. And no, I did not spend much money on this at all. I wasn't going to. For you, Fantastic Four comic book enthusiast, I would not expect this movie in 4K ever. So the next one, so I got that out of the way. I just had to get that out of the way first. I was arranging these movies to see which one I wanted to review first, or display first, I guess, and I just want to get that out of the way. So now that's done, we can refocus onto the exciting part of this video. So here we have Step Brothers. I watched this movie. I remember just dying laughing through this thing. This movie is on 4K. Last time I was looking at the price was just still around $30, which I know is standard for 4K, but it was significantly cheaper for the Blu-ray, so I just decided to go with the Blu-ray copy. That's the process for the decision making there. But I really did think this movie was really funny. I think the cast is great. John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell obviously are hilarious in pretty much most of their roles. So I thought this was really funny. It's just another comedy. Started building up my comedy collection. It's something that I've wanted to sort of build for a while. I've just sort of, I don't know, I just gravitated more toward action movies, and then gravitated toward horror movies, and then I gravitated toward A24 films. So I'm really trying to gravitate toward more comedy. So anyway, here's another one. And then speaking of comedies, I do have another one that I've also seen before. We have the To-Do List. So Aubrey Plaza basically wants to have a ton of experiences before going off to college. This takes place like during her summer, right after high school. And so this was a really funny movie. She's a great actress. She was able to have some pretty funny scenarios in this movie. So I would check this one out as well if you like the cast, or if you like the concept of this movie, or you just want another funny movie to watch. I'd recommend this one. And then so the next two are the two A24 films I did buy. I have not seen either of these, so but I really want to. A Ghost Story. I think I've only seen a trailer for this one once, and I was just immensely intrigued. So this is definitely one I want to pick up, or I've wanted to pick up for a while and just haven't been able to find it in stores. It has a little bit of it's a little damaged, but I think for the whole A24 aesthetic and for a ghost sort of theme, I guess, it kind of makes sense. So I think it's kind of neat. I'm probably that weird collector that thinks damaged slipcovers complement the aesthetic of the movie, but whatever. That's just me, man. So yeah, I do want to see that one pretty soon. And this one, now here's the thing. I watched Clerks, Clerks 2, Clerks 3, and the 4:30 movie. And I like Kevin Smith. I like his movies. I want to see more of his movies. Those are the only 4 I've seen, which is unfortunate. I want to see pretty much the rest of them. And so why wouldn't I go see Tusk? I have not seen this one yet. It's at 24, and I've heard this is pretty messed up. I don't know the entirety of the story, but I know basically what he's doing to the guy. And I've seen like pictures of his final appearance in the end of the movie, I guess. So that part is a little spoiled, but this just seems completely disturbing. But I'm here for it, so I'm going to check it out eventually. And then now we move on to some unserious movies. I am a completionist for franchises, so when there's a new movie coming out and I haven't seen the others, but I've wanted to, I will go out and buy them all so I can watch them all before the new one. That's what I did with Final Destination. That's what I did with How to Train Your Dragon. I wanted to go back and see the second and third and review them all. So it's no different with Karate Kid. I have the Karate Kid. And here's the thing. I've seen the original 3. All right, with Ralph Macchio. I have seen the original 3. I have not seen the next Karate Kid or the Karate Kid. I have heard this one is regarded as the least memorable of the franchise. However, with Jackie Chan being in the new movie, of course, I'm going to give this a watch just to see sort of what it's about. I think it's interesting what I've heard, and I haven't seen it, so don't quote me on this. I've heard that he's teaching karate, but in this movie, it's basically kung fu. But in Karate Kid Legends, Jackie Chan mentions kung fu being a part of his teaching. So I guess they sort of are recognizing that now, I guess. But what's interesting to me is for the next Karate Kid to sort of be a separate thing and the Karate Kid to be a completely separate thing. I think Jackie Chan being brought into Karate Kid Legends, sort of bridging all the movies, connecting them together, I think the concept is cool. So although this may be regarded as the least memorable, I do want to see Jackie Chan's performance in this before I see Jackie Chan's performance in the new one. So I look forward to checking out. I don't have high hopes for this movie, but I am at least interested to see what he has contributed to the franchise before to help get me hyped up for what he will contribute with the new movie coming out. So that's why I bought this. And like Fan 4 Stick, I did not spend very much on this at all either, so not that justifies the purchase, but that's just the explanation that you didn't ask for. And so this one was sort of just a blind buy. We have this movie Mayhem. I had watched Azrael. I thought Samara Weaving's performance is really good. I think she's a really good actress. This is another movie she's featured in. I've heard this director makes really good movies. I've heard that this movie is just a fun action film. And I was in the store. I read the description on the back. I was intrigued, so I bought it. So this was a blind buy. I didn't spend all that much on it. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of money on something that I don't even know if I'm going to like. If I'm going to do a blind buy, it's going to be on something that's generally going to be in the 15 or less range. That's just my preference. That's nothing I think you guys should do. That's just my preference. So I'm going to check this out. Basically, it's this guy, I think, from the script. He's basically fired from this job and unjustly fired from his job. So he gets revenge on his job. So I think going after coworkers and bosses, I think it's just sort of this goofy concept. I think everyone who's worked in maybe offices or had coworkers at all have always had those people that they think at the back of their heads, man, if I can just get back at these people. So I feel like in that retrospect, this movie could actually be pretty fun. And then now we have this next one. We have this movie 2012. It's this disaster movie. I've wanted to see this for a while. I've wanted to purchase it on 4K, hearing what the movie's about and the sort of visuals it has. I've wanted to see it on 4K because I feel like I want to get the best picture possible for this. Even though I may not have the best TV possible. But I did want to have it on 4K, and I actually got this at a decent price. And I also got it on another sale because of another deal that's stacked. So I think I paid close to $10 for this. So which is actually pretty good for a 4K film that I hear good things about. The thing is, It's hard to tell with this, but 4K movies are about the same as a Blu-ray. This one is like twice as big. This is a bulky package right here. I mean, look at that. It's just bigger. So yeah, it's a bulky package. Whatever. I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. So now we have Gretel and Hansel. So this movie, I just wanted to see more of the director's work. I don't really know what this take on this movie is. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the trailer. I don't really know anything about it. This was a blind buy, but I wanted to see more of the director's work, so that's why this movie was purchased. I'll check it out soon. Who knows? I'll probably review it at some point as well. And this one was disturbing. The Last House on the Left, the unrated. This one was messed up. I would not recommend this to people that may find these kinds of themes uncomfortable, because those themes are definitely heavily implemented and acted out in this movie. So I would proceed with caution with this kind of a movie, but if you've heard about what's in it, it does have a satisfying ending. The sort of beginning is sort of explain these characters. In the middle is just the torture part of the movie, and then the end is this revenge story. And the revenge part is pretty sweet, not gonna lie. It is satisfying to watch. So it's hard to say. I don't enjoy these kind of movies, but I did enjoy the revenge aspect in the end. And I also want to see more of Wes Craven's work, and so that's another reason I purchased this. So there you go. This movie was given to me by someone I consider a friend. This is The Ghoul. I know nothing about it. It's basically handed to me to check out, and all I know is it's a British horror film. So I'm definitely going to check this out. It is Arrow Video, which is pretty nice. So I can keep building my Arrow Video collection. It's definitely one I want to check out pretty soon. And then next we got VHS 99. This is actually the only VHS movie in this franchise that I have seen, which is kind of ironic, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting, the whole multiple segment based style found footage movies. I like found footage movies, and the segmented style I thought was really fascinating, because you can kind of, I feel like the director for these kinds of movies gets to sort of explore multiple different kinds of storylines all in the same movie while making it the trend of, which is why I've heard this movie these movies is they're segmented styles. So I found it really interesting. I do want to check out more of these VHS franchise movies. So I'll be trying to look for copies of those pretty soon. And now we got another section that I'm pretty excited about. I have wanted to get more Scream Factory movies, and so ended up going on a shopping spree, getting 5 more to my collection. So I just want to share with you guys the Scream Factories. So now we have 13 Ghosts. I really like the artwork on there. I know my phone is sort of doing some weird with the lighting, but I really like this artwork. Maybe if I cover, I don't know. It's weird. Forget it. But I really do like the artwork on this. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's neat. And this movie I want to check out for a while. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Matthew Lillard features in this as well, which I need to see more of his work as well. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing this. And then now we have Deadly Blessing. I was also told this is another Wes Craven movie. And this was early in his career. I was told, my friend, that this is sort of the blueprint for what ended up becoming Nightmare on Elm Street. And so, on its own, this just feels like, I guess, just another random horror movie. But for people who have already seen Nightmare on Elm Street, and then you see this, then you see where he was headed with his work, where he was headed toward with that movie, is because there are scenes like with the bathtub and just certain images and sequences from Friday the 13th are in this as well. And this one movie came first, technically. So I have not seen Friday the 13th. I was told I can either watch this and then Friday the 13th, or watch them in the other order. Either way, I'm going to see both. So, this is definitely, not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm mixing the movies. This is, if I said Friday the 13th, this is the blueprint for what became Nightmare on Elm Street, not Friday the 13th. I don't know which one I said. I'm sorry, guys. I'm mixing these all up. But I do want to check this out. And now, this is another blind buy, but Scream Factory. And this one, I believe... Nope, I was incorrect. So this is still Scream Factory. But we have the Poughkeepsie tapes. I have heard that this one is incredibly disturbing. I've heard this one will give you nightmares. And it's found footage, which to me, honestly, I don't know, for all those horror fans out there, if you're more freaked out by the jump scares, by the psychological horror, or by images, for me, it's the found footage style that makes everything 100 times more creepy than just a jump scare. So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm also not looking forward to being scared out of my mind, but I do want to see this movie. I've heard good things about it, so I want to check it out. Now, for another Scream Factory, we got two more, guys. So we have Sleepaway Camp. This is completely a blind buy, but I've heard that this is compared to The Burning. Apparently this and The Burning have similar, I guess, vibes or settings, and so I definitely want to check this out. So I want to see the comparison, and there's another Scream Factory to have. It's another campy horror movie I want to see. So here we go. And because it's compared to The Burning, which I have seen, I had to pick up the 4K copy of The Burning as well. So I'm glad I have this in my collection. I've been trying to purchase more movies I have seen than haven't, so that my haven't seen it pile gets lower. But it doesn't always work out that way. So here we have The Burning. And then we got a couple more movies I want to show you guys, but there's something else I want to show you first that I forgot to add to this pile. So give me 1 second. All right. I'm actually going to make this last just because of the suspense now. So, I'm trying to decide the order. I want to show you guys these. We'll just go with this one next. So, on my last haul video for February, I had the segment where I sort of unwrapped the steelbooks that I got during that month. And I want to do that again. Unfortunately, I only have one steelbook this month, so it's not going to be much of a segment, but I did make sure I wanted to pick up Gladiator 2, which is really cool because I was gifted Gladiator 1 steelbook for Christmas. So I'm going to put this right next to it on the shelf, and they both have, I think, similar covers. So it's going to be really cool to have those side by side. So let's open this up. The front is pretty cool, just has your main character on the cover. So let's see what's on the back. So we're going to open that up. And this one was pre-ordered on Amazon, so hopefully not coming from Walmart. We don't have a bunch of sticky stuff on it like last time. Is this, well, we do have sticky stuff. I think that just is part of J cards and steelbooks. Oh well, I can clean that later. So we have the J card. We're going to take off, and we're going to check out the back together. All right, here we go. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I just appreciate sort of Scream Factory style artwork, but this one's okay. This is still cool. This is for the franchise. It's still neat. I wouldn't say this is totally awesome or anything, but this is cool, I guess, right? Anyway, so here's Gladiator 2. Glad I have it. Love the first movie. The second movie I thought was really good. I think like the first one more, but I think the second one merits its existence, which is pretty nice. So here we have pretty much the holy grail of my collection now. I don't think this is the most I've purchased for a movie before, but this is the most I've purchased for a used movie, and this is what I would consider one of the rarest movies that I have in my collection. I found a Blu-ray copy of 28 Days Later. I have not seen it. it's a shame. With 28 years later coming out, I want to watch this. I want to watch a sequel, and then obviously see the new one. 28 weeks later, I hear isn't too difficult of a find if you just want it on DVD. If you want it on Blu-ray, it's a little dicier trying to find a copy. But when I found this copy, I picked it up. I knew I was getting it anyway. I didn't want to look at the price. And then I went to the register. This movie alone was half the total. So, oh well, what are you going to do? I'm glad I have it, though. I'm really, really glad I have it. I've been looking for this one. I had no idea what the price would be, but I'm glad I found it. I'm glad. This is my collection. I'm going to set this down ever so gently so I don't damage it. Now we have one of the priciest things I bought for myself personally. This was basically a $100 set. This is $90. Which I try not to spend $90 to $100 on movies, but I did anyway. I did use a gift card from Christmas, so there is that. That's the silver lining. Okay, here we go. I know these are not considered some of the best in the franchise, but I am a completionist, as I've mentioned before. I've seen the first 5 Halloween movies. I want to see the next 3, so I can then see Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2, so I can then see the most recent trilogy, which I do have. So now, having this set, having the trilogy of the newer 3, and having the first Rob Zombie Halloween on Blu-ray, Rob Zombie Halloween 2 is now the only Halloween movie I do not have in my collection. So I'm not just gonna leave this here. We're gonna open it up. What's cool is this is Scream Factory. And here's the coolest part. So obviously it comes with the 3 movies, but these are also bigger boxes than even the standard 4K that I've got before, which I'm just gonna, this is not the most thought out video, but I'm gonna get my copy for the first one just to show you guys and compare it to these new boxes. So we have, if I can remember the order. Oh, well, you guys can just hate me if I mess up the order. So, we have the next one after 5. So I guess I would call this movie 6. Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. And if I mess up the order, you guys can tell me that I'm an idiot in the comments. But this one, as you can see, is bigger than the others. It has the 4K on the insides. I really like these Halloween slipcovers. I just think they're just the coolest. It's one of the coolest artwork I've seen. And this has the box, which this one unfortunately just has the slipcover. But I think movie 3, at least, Season of the Witch has one of these boxes. I don't know if they all do. This one came with just a slip. Season of the Witch came with the box. So I guess it just depends on which one you get shipped, I guess. But here we go. It's not that much different. It's the same artwork, but it's just really cool. It is, which is why I wanted to point this out. It is, in my opinion, a little bit bigger, even though it doesn't look all that much bigger. I guess if you take this slip off, it doesn't look all that bigger, but it kind of is. Anyway, so yeah, so we got this. Now I'm going to put this back in the box so I can show you guys the next one. Now we have H2O, 20 years later. I think the artwork on this one's pretty cool too. I know most of the artwork for these is extremely similar. I just still love it. I mean, the artwork is great. The picture on the back for even just the box is really, really cool. I'll take this one out to show you guys. This one definitely feels lighter than the other one. I think it's just my mind is making me think some of these are bigger than they really are. But this one's pretty cool. I do like the artwork for these. I think it's just really cool to have. It's really hard to show you guys in the video, but even on the inside, as you can see there a little bit, even on the inside, there's artwork on the inside that you can't really see. So I just really appreciate the attention to detail in these, and especially the set And now we have Halloween Resurrection, which I think is some really cool artwork as well. I don't dislike any of the artwork for these. So we got this, and I know some of these movies actually have familiar cast as far as I'm aware, seeing these guys and some other stuff. So it's cool to see where they started, sort of, in these. We'll take this out and show you guys. It's just the same artwork, but still, the fact that it comes in these boxes, I think is just awesome. So you got these three here. I'll go put them back in here. So definitely one of the pricier sets I've purchased, but now having the first 8 Halloween movies, I've seen the first 5. Now I need to see movie 6, 7, and 8, as I call them, and finish my review of this franchise. And hopefully, maybe by Halloween, even though it's months away, I can review Halloween Ends. I can review the last one on Halloween. I think a couple years ago is when I reviewed Halloween 1 for Halloween. So it'll be cool for that to sort of come full circle. But anyway, yep, this is one of the cooler ones. I love the artwork. I know that a lot of people have told me that that really isn't worth it. I don't care. I want to have it. I'm a completionist. I love Scream Factory. I love these movies specifically for their artwork. And I've enjoyed the sequels to this franchise, I think, more than the average person, I would say. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching all of these. I want to put out more content and review more movies. I also want to review these that I've purchased this month and try to slow down on buying so much I haven't seen before. But we'll see how that goes. So keep it digging, everyone. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.